Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and today, 1st of August 2023, Tindalos finally released a patch for Aliens Dark Descent. It's been pretty much a month, and the game's been suffering from a lot of problems, including some progress impeding ones. Near the end of the game, you would be unable to progress because an objective wouldn't update and you have to resort to alchemical processes in order to complete your playthrough. A nightmare, to be sure, if you're playing no one can hear you scream or, well, on nightmare. So what I'm gonna do in this vid is present you with the patch note for all the major and quality of life fixes, and then we'll have a brief discussion about what my thoughts are on the matter, so you can pitch in your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's get to it. Major changes. Addition of a security to avoid the players from triggering the ARC tutorial while being in the command room narrative sequence in Dead Hills Mission 1, which resulted in a blocker. Never experienced this. Amputated Marines are no longer visible on the mission report. A message indicating the Marines in medbay is added. Makes total sense. Improvement of a previous fix that was unlocking all the Vi Mission 11 for players stuck at the end of Price of Deception in Mission 10. This is major because it stopped people from actually being able to progress the story, exactly what I stated a minute ago. Using the skill Incineration inside the ARC APC will block the extraction and the movement of a squad. Never experienced that, but it would be a pain in the ass, pretty sure of it. Fix a crash that was occurring when a Marine fell through the ground, got deleted by the game and the player clicked on the Marine's card. Having a Marine drop through the ground is the least of your problems when the game hard crashes and you lose your progress and the character in the process, so this is a big win. Fix of many blockers that could occur on the cover tutorial of Berkeley's Dock Mission 2. The attribute Smartass can no longer be proposed to the Taker class. Thank God, it was nonsense. It is now impossible to spam RB/R1 gamepad button to do the first phase of the sector map tutorial Dead Hills Mission 1 to prevent a blocker. Improvement of the performance when aiming with a skill. I suppose this refers to frame drops. The psychiatric care unit is no longer accessible before unlocking it. What the hell? Addition of a security to avoid a blocker during the first deployment tutorial between the Prologue and Dead Hills Mission 1. Guys, the syntax here is wrong in many cases. Suppose the developer's primary language is not English, so if anything sounds strange, just take a look at this and you'll understand what I'm talking about. You cannot extract during the crusher level to avoid blocker in Dead Hills. The squad will now be teleported inside the defense room to avoid blocker in Harper's Hell Mission 3. Fix performance problems caused by the drone in Harper's Hell, never had this. The objective, get rid of the Guardians in all the Vi Mission 11, will now trigger properly when deploying or redeploying your APC to a specific waypoint. Fix of many pathfinding problems during the last mission. The Marine panel is now correctly updated with the statistics of the Marine when affected by a specific state, for example tired. Improvement of the performances when exploding a barricade. Fix some cases where a mission can't be completed at 100% even when all the objectives are completed. They supposedly fixed this with the previous patch, but it was still present apparently, and now they say they refixed it. These were very prevalent in the first mission. No matter what you did and what you collected and how many resources you gathered, all data pads, you will get 98%. For me it was fixed with the previous patch, but I suppose some people had the issue still. Fix of the lift during the mission of the Tindalos base, the 8th one, where the lift may stay stuck once inside. Fix of the lift during the mission Far Spire, Mission 10, where the outside doors don't open on the first floor after completing the objective. Fix of a crash occurring when a Marine dies while interacting. Fix of a bug where a Marine can be pushed aside of the map, resulting in a blocking situation. The Marine is now teleported back to the closest valid position. You could circumvent this by placing a turret really close to the off-bound section where the Marine was stuck and order them to interact. After a few seconds they would reach the turret and deactivate it, reload it, etc, etc. General stability improvement and several fixes on various crashes. That is all welcome, of course. Now something for the PC, additional option to limit the FPS to 60, 120 or 144 or unlimited, that is uncapped when playing the game. For streaming purposes, this is huge because since most streams are 1080p 60, just having the CPU hog more resources to try to reach those higher frame rates was a waste and led to some instability. It's an excellent addition and should have been included from day one, but it's here now, and of course it's a welcome one. Now for some juicy additions. Addition of a campaign option to disable death clock. Our most timid of friends will be rejoiced by this. It's over stressful for some users from what I understand. For me, it's just an incentive to optimize, but others just lose interest in the game because of this. Addition of a campaign start option to skip the prologue. Jesus, man, this one was needed. Tweak some unknowns to improve pacing. Okay, I can't even understand what this means. Addition of music in the marine deployment and the mission return screens. Okay. Addition of an autosave in the Otago when returning to the main menu or leaving the game. Dude, this was so needed. Like, if I wanted to close the game, I had to deploy just to get the autosave before deployment and then quit. You can dismiss dynamic pop-up with right click. Doors of a shelter will now have an icon above them to help players identify which one is required to be welded. Yes, rework of the Xenotech panel to accommodate 11 slots instead of the spare ones that are not in use yet. The player can no longer leave the control mapping menu without resolving input conflicts. Marines ordered to carry or enter a power loader are no longer eligible to perform one of the following interactive actions: place a mine, sentry, deploy blue motion tracker, and tripod. So let's discuss what we got here. Now let's get the basics out of the way. I still stand by my opinion that Dark Descent is a good game. It was crafted with attention to detail and love by Tindalos to serve the Aliens fan base. This is a given. The fact that the game is buggy does not change it. I'm still getting reports about data pads not being collectible in the FiOth Spire mission or the Price of Deception mission, or people having a hard time locating the deactivation button for the death clock. So what I've been thinking is, they had great momentum. On Steam this game is overwhelmingly positive when it comes to its reception, and they just killed their momentum by taking so long to patch this, because the rumors of being buggy as hell have been circulating for the better part of a month now, and to top it all off, there is nothing different to do after you're done with Nightmare. So you'll do one playthrough on whatever setting, and then you'll do one playthrough on Nightmare, and if you take care of the here and there achievements in between, you're done with the game. There's nothing else to do. For me, a saving grace after all these weeks of buggy performance and overall bad performance on certain platforms would have been to just add New Game Plus. How difficult is it to add New Game Plus in a game as straightforward as this? Would have given the game an added boost to its longevity that's sorely needed. And I'm not insane to suggest they should have created DLC in a month to give it something, but a mode like New Game Plus would have added some value, some reason to replay. And sadly right now there's no such reason. I've been streaming it, and when I started I was getting loads of viewers who want to see what the game is all about, and after the initial week went by, interest in the game dipped straight down. Like there was no crowd for the game anymore. And that is understandable, because the people who wanted to play this game, got their resources, learned how to play, finished it once, and moved forward. And although I have a lot of beef with how Cold Iron managed Farteam Elite, especially during the last months of its lifespan, you could configure various things like the challenge cards in there to add longevity to the game. Play with mutators, play with advantages or disadvantages, play on different difficulty settings that were actually very substantially repaced, because it was a very drastic change going from intense to extreme, let's say. Here there is no such incentive, and there is no stuff to collect to force you to go back in there and replay things. It's just data pads, they don't add anything to gameplay, and by the midpoint of a campaign run you can pretty much get all the weapons in the game by just researching them in the lab. Still, a good game. I hope they will keep supporting it and they will keep adding to it. There is no reason in hell they haven't heard the demand for a new game plus. I hope we'll see it soon. And with this patch, although some of the bugs are still present, for fuck's sake, what the hell are they thinking? Progress is being made. It's as good a time as any to give it a shot, I suppose. And if you enjoy the game and wanna understand it more in depth, you can always check my guides or come and watch the streams. Thank you very much for watching it. I am waiting for your feedback in the comment section below. Sub, like, hit the notification bell for more content like this, and until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!